Good morning, Rabbi Isai. I'm not the only one. I literally feel like I just woke up from a dream. It was incredible. There's no words. The hall was set up for over 800 people. I was told by the organizers that there's well over 1,000 people that attended last night. There was not a seat in the house from the 800 that we set up for the entire evening. There were people that were coming and coming. It was just absolutely incredible, emotional, inspirational. So yishkoyach to every single person. Yishkoyach to those who flew in special for the occasion. There are many that brought in their wives. Yishkoyach to those who flew in special for the occasion, even though they were here a week ago. There are 3 people, Mark Ashkenazi, Uncle Phil, and Mo Landy, who were here literally 10 days ago or so. They flew back to America, came back special for the Siyum. It's just absolutely incredible. There's one thing, though, that I woke up this morning and I said, I wanted to do it. I thought somebody else was going to do it. I wanted to do it during this year. So if you don't mind, but with a lot of kavanah and a lot of heart, Acheinu kol beis Yisroel, Acheinu kol beis Yisroel, Hanisurim atzara, atzara ubashivya, oindim be'ayah. Shkoyach, for our brethren in Ukraine, and just we're all here together. Such achdus is unbelievable. Good morning, Raveli. Ever since I was a small child, chasing chickens at the shlachtois and donkeys in the desert of the Shar Yosef bungalow colony, I dreamed of one day joining MDY. But you know the drill. Daf Yomi is for balabatim. I only learned for rabbeim with long beards, off-brand suits, and boring socks who can never dunk. Long story short, after 32 years in Koilel, I had to make a parnasa. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I haven't opened up a sefer since 1892. My wife kept pushing me to try MDY, and after seeing Yossi Klein's WhatsApp status, I decided to sign up. Since starting your shir, my hair has started to grow back, my wife's cooking has improved, and 9 months and a day later, I still cannot find Davydov in my local Svarim store. Yashikoyach and everything you do on behalf of the local chevra, please enjoy this token of our appreciation. Sincerely, the MDY Hatzalah of Ramallah chevra, Ramallah 124, R59, R612, R298, and R67. This was from the guy that got me the Ramallah license plate, Amaritz. Yashikoyach. I don't know who he is, I really don't. but whoever he is, he's a funny guy. P.S. I think this is serious. In the perfect irony, this gift got stuck in Meches, because that's not a joke. This happens. Do not send stuff. Yossi Klein sent one picture of Rameir Shapiro, cost him $700 in shipping, and it was stuck in the Meches for over half a year. It's hanging now on my porch and got ruined by the rain. They required that I register this to my car, which was not possible, etc., and fork over some hefty import fees. Sounds very familiar. I kept explaining, that's what happens to our Gemaras. We ship them like a month before, and they get stuck in the Meches, and they say, you have to pay us this amount, and you're trying to sell them. No, we're trying to give them away for free. No. $1,500 Meches over here, $1,500 there. I kept explaining that this is the decorative item, but something didn't translate. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's go to the video for a second. Tell me when you're ready. This is London, Rabbi Isai. Here we go. So we tried to do that yesterday. I think I messed it up. I saw a video of it. Because I was on the microphone, I out-drowned everybody, and the 800 people saying good morning, Rabbi Isai, it was supposed to be a record. Didn't really work out that well, I think. I don't know, unless somebody has a better version of it. What else do we have here? We have one more. This is a very important one. Here we go. He turned off the volume already. Shkoyach. Nobody asked him to. Go. Volume. You got it? Good. There you go. Good chinuch. Oh, but you know what? Let me show you this. This is very important to show. Keep that volume on, please. And here, listen to this for a second. Last night, Rabbi, look at this. And then here, let's see if I got it. Now everybody's in? You had to be there to understand this. No, was it 800 people? What was it? Doesn't look like 200 people. Anyway, Rabbi Isai, the production to come up with this idea and implement it. Tomer Levi, unbelievable. One guy did, unbelievable. I got home. The last dance was over at 2:00. I don't know, Mendy, what time did you go home? A quarter to two. We didn't go to sleep till about 3:30. So that means we are going to do emails all the way to 8:00, Be'ez Hashem. All right. Anything important here? Sponsors. I'll just say, I have to say this. I want to give a big mazel tov to my son Yoni Cherns and his friend Gavriel Stein on finishing Masechtas Chagiga. These are two teenage boys who saw their fathers learning the daf with you and were inspired to join. May you continue giving your parents much nachas, mazel tov from your proud parents. Eli Cherns, good friends of Askin David Zlatnik. I wish some of those Hatzalah guys were here next time. What a loss, what a loss. P.S. Please send Gary Ben Moshe best regards from Eli Cherns. All right. Oh, sponsors, of course. The short version. The Koil sponsor of the month, Mr. Anonymous. Yosef, remind me, we might have to change it to the next guy already. I don't know how many days this is. Lilu Nishmas Chai Bas Yosef. Paras HaChodesh. Shauly Rosenfeld, in memory of my dear friend Yehuda. Is he here even? No, he sent out the video at 4:37 in the morning. Unbelievable. Shauly Rosenfeld, in memory of my dear friend Yehuda Augenbaum. Paras HaChodesh by the Lock Lebovic families. Lakewood as a zechus for our families. Paras HaChodesh Jonathan Davydov. In memory of Bechor Davydov ben penir, may the Neshama have an aliyah. Yochanan Belsky in honor of my Chana צירל'ע on the occasion of her engagement. Mazel tov. Rabbi Isai, again, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult than others to do the daf, but we do it every day. Tired, not tired. There's so many people in this room that only had 45 minutes of sleep. I'm telling you, I know for a fact. Eli Dykman right here, 45 minutes of sleep. But all my guests, not more than 45 minutes. So But we go on. We come, we do it. Sometimes we understand more, sometimes we understand less. Sometimes we explain more, sometimes we explain less. Sometimes it's better charts, not megate weiter. We finished off the sugi yesterday. Just to review, I would have a hava amina, an unbelievable hava amina, that the mitzvah of yibum, when a brother dies childless, you should marry his wife, even if that wife is your own daughter. I would have such a hava amina. Why? Because the great mitzvah of yibum overcomes the big aveira of arayas. And therefore the Torah has to say, Aleha, do not do that. What's the hava amina? That's where we're going back and forth. What's the hava amina? Maybe you should learn it from Shabbos, from Kibbut Ava'im. That Kibbut Ava'im does not push off Shabbos. And the Gemara says, well, over there, it's a very small Aveira. It's not a big Karas Aveira. You can't learn anything from Shabbos over there. It's the Aveira of Mechamer. Just a lav. To tell, goat an animal, to tell your donkey to move with some schayr on it. It's not a Isser Karas, like a regular Aveira of cooking on Shabbos. It's just a Mechamer. And that, the Gemara says, you can't do it on Shabbos, and the whole cheshbon goes back to Yibum, how that doesn't apply to Yibum. But the Gemara says, okay, top of Vav Amud Aleph. So you're telling me a very simple Aveira that's only a lav of Mechamer, and nevertheless, you can't push off Shabbos. Your father tells you to push your animal, you're not going to listen. Even in such a case, the S is not strong enough to push off a simple lav. So that can't be. We hold that it, typically speaking, in a simple Aveira versus a mitzvah, the mitzvah overcomes it. So we're going to learn from here that it shouldn't push it off, which is interesting because we learned that a mitzvah does push off an Aveira like by tzitzis. But we have one against the other. You have tzitzis that you could put chelas and be over on shatnas. And over here we have that you can't even be mechamer an animal. So we're going to go with l'chumra. We're going to take the high road and we're going to say we're going to be machmer. We're not going to go like tzitzis. We're going to go like kibbut avim, and we're not going to do it. So maybe you'll tell me that the lav of Shabbos is very chomer, and that's why only in Shabbos an asay doesn't push off a lois asay, even a simple lois asay, such as, get out of here. Oh, there we go. Fine. So that's why only Shabbos. Shabbos is chomer. Why is Shabbos chomer? Because if somebody's mechal Shabbos, he's Oived Avodah Zara. I'm not making this up. Rashi says it. Person is Michal Shabbos Oived Avodah Kechavim. It's terrible, terrible Aveira. It's very chomer. And therefore, since it's so chomer, and I say to listen to your father and mother doesn't overcome Shabbos. But other Aveiras, maybe yeah. But that can't be. We see that in Resh's Shas, you see Tanaim, they bring a raya from Shabbos to simple, so to speak, other Averas, and they don't say, well, there's a distinction between Shabbos and other Averas. Shabbos is so chomer, you can't learn anything from Shabbos. No, you could learn from Shabbos. Where do we see it? We're talking about a Metzia. There's a baseball that fell into the cemetery, and the father tells his Kayan son, go into the cemetery, get it for me. And what's the problem? And if you look at the screen, here's a picture. Maybe I'll do this. Hold on a second. Slideshow. Let's see if it goes there. Yeah! Okay, here's the picture. That's a Siyum in Baltimore. Very different spell from Baltimore. It gives me chizik for Chicago. Baltimore has, I don't know, dozens and dozens of Daf Yomi shiurim, and they can't even get Fischel to come to their own Siyum. That's incredible. Something's wrong over there. Reb Fischel, Mechila. But you got to be at the Siyumim. Next. This is Yossi Kaladny, 11 years old. He started Chagiga with MDY, and here he is at the Waterbury. There's more people in Waterbury than in... And this is the MDY Siyum in Waterbury. Unbelievable. Okay. Here are the Surim. Yeah, I had to get to it. There's only one way to go. It was right through those pictures. The Isser of Lo Yitam. There's going to be funny things going on. This is what happens. Right. We try to throw in some stuff and distract the Olam. We're just in the middle of this whole cheshbon coming from Yibum and you guys don't know what's flying. You saw some pictures, now you think you know. Okay. Lo Yitama. It's one of my tricks. What? Sounds like a regular share. Yeah. Anytime you see a distraction, there's some reason behind it. So it says in the pasuk Lo Yitama. It's also for the kohen to go inside of Beis HaKfaros. Maybe you have to listen to the father. You have Kibbut Aveim. You have Lo Yitama. What do you do? Next. Oy Shalom Aloi. Al Tachzir. Or you found the baseball. Father says, I want you to be over on. Look at the next pasuk on the sheet over there. Lo Yisucha Lo Salim. If you find the Metzia, you must give it to everybody. A big round of applause. Levi Friedman just came in. Whoa, Levi! Shkoyach. So, that was another hard sugya right here. Lo Yisucha Lo Salim, it says, you must return an Aveda. Maybe you should listen. Kibbut Aveim should overcome Esel. What's the following words? Ani Hashem. Kulchem chayavim b'choidi. This we had yesterday in Baruch Hashem. We know what it is. The whole reason your own father is chayav in tibim chav HaKadosh Baruch Hu and b'makayim these mitzvahs. He's Divrei Rav, Divrei Talmud, Divrei Mishayim. I'm over here. He's down there. Okay. So, Elo Mishum. Hold on a second. So what do we have here? So here, look at this one. Okay, so this is my chart for today. This is what happens. There's no colors, nothing. So you can't learn from here that S is doicha aloy sase. Why? S should the aim by karas. You can't, the Gemara starts off saying like this. You're talking, the first words on the Amud. We're talking about mechamer. We're talking about a little bit of a cheshbon, not too bad. And by the way, don't be discouraged. I already start getting emails. I'm ready to drop out. Part of Shas, some is easier, some is harder, some is got this, some is this. You go through it. Some is tumatayra, whatever. Okay. We started saying, we're talking about mechamer. So the Gemara, you can't say that we're talking about a lava mechamer, a simple lava, because if that's the case, then you can prove from Lav de Mechaber, you can prove from here that Es is not Doicha Lo Saseh. In all the Torah, you say Es is Doicha Lo Saseh. So what are you going to tell me? You're going to tell me that it's a Lav of Karas. We're going to go back. It's a Lav of Karas. Okay. So then what's the Cheshbon? Shabbos, if there's a Lav of Karas and a father tells the son, go do Lav of Karas, go cook me a meal on Shabbos, the Torah tells me a Chiddush, don't listen to the father. But that's in one place only. Only in Shabbos because it's a special pasuk. But in Yibum, you should be miyabim, your own daughter. You hear the cheshbon? We can't say it's mechamer. We said yesterday it's a simple lav. No, it's not a simple lav. It's a very strong Isser Shabbos, that this whole drasha. And the Torah tells me on that strong lav, on that chorus, do not listen to your father. But that's a one-time deal in the Torah only by Shabbos. Do not listen to your father. Esa does not. But that's only in Shabbos. But the rest of the Torah, such as in our Sugi, our Masechtas Yevamos, Esa pushes off Alois Hasei. And since it pushes off Alois Hasei, that's why I need a special pasuk Aleha to tell me it doesn't push off. It's not that difficult. It's just getting you. We're going to say it 1,000 times until we get to whatever and the Sugi is over. But so that's where we're holding. Says the Gemara, unbelievable. When it comes to Yibum, Yibum is very different. I have a way out. The Torah would never tell me, go do a terrible Aveira, Arayas, when there's a way out. What's the way out by Yibum? Chalitza. There's a way out. By keeping Aveim, there's no way out. My father said, cook me a meal today, right now. There's no other, what are you going to do? You have to cook him a meal. And the Torah says you can't cook him a meal. But by Yibam, there's no havamina to think that you're going to be over a Issa D'Oraisa of Arayas when there's a way out. The Torah says, in general, there's a mitzvah of Yibam, but not when it's your own daughter. Your own daughter, do chalitza. And if so, why do I need a special pasuk, aleha, to tell me that you're not miyabim? It's pasha that you're not miyabim because there's a way out. So that's the whole question. Why do I need a leah? The whole time, I need a leah? I don't need a leah. Special limud that you don't say bye. Where's that water? I know I didn't make a bracha, but dripping everywhere. Okay. Zog the Gemara. Maybe I'll learn it from the Beis Hamikdash. This binyan Beis Hamikdash doicha Shabbos makes a lot of sense. Mashiach comes, we got to build a Beis Hamikdash. By the way, it's very interesting. If Mashiach comes this minute right now, what do we have to do? We have to get up. We did? Okay, so if Mashiach comes this minute, what do we do?
Finish the daf.
We don't finish daf. We go to the Beis Hamikdash, we start building the Beis Hamikdash. There's only one adult in this room that's going to stay around and not go build, and that's me. I have to stay here and continue teaching the children. Children, their Torah is greater than the building Beis Hamikdash. So if somebody's teaching children, okay, great. I don't know if I said this. We were supposed to, by the way, there was a bunch of speeches that unfortunately we didn't have time. A lot of speeches. The Belzer was supposed to speak, and Yochanan Belsky was supposed to introduce. Rafal the Barber was sitting here with us. It's incredible. One person brought in 163 people. It's a number that doesn't make sense. Crazy. All right. Did I bring him up here? Did I say get over here, Tim? Rafal, get over here. And we're going to go weiter. Come. While we go weiter. Maybe come around that way. Oh, you can come here also. Fine, come. So you do not push off Shabbos to build a Beis Hamikdash. We're talking about an Issa D'Oraisa of Kares. Again, the same idea. The Torah had to say specifically by this case of Shabbos that you don't push off Shabbos, but in the rest of the Torah, Essa Doichel say you would be miyabim your wife's sister. No, we're not talking about that he was breaking and building. He was bringing the animals that were holding the schayra to the Beis Hamikdash. Oh, so hold on a second. Shalom Aleichem, Rafal. Wow. 160 guys, 163 guys.
Maybe more than that.
Maybe more. Ba'anova.
Hopefully.
So since the plane, did you get anybody?
Yes, I did.
Who, Ben Chetrit? More?
A couple of people.
A couple of people. He got 5 people since he came there to Israel.
Especially in your yesterday's also.
People around here, they don't know about the daf yet. Unbelievable. All right, Yishkoyach, keep on going. I don't know what is there anything you want to tell them how to do it? What's your secret?
The secret?
Yeah.
You're supposed to try your hard to convince the person.
You really mean it?
Yeah, serious.
You don't want that Gemara, that free Gemara. You really want them to come.
Yes.
Okay, Shkoyach, thank you so much. Wow. 163 people. Chaim Peretz Levine, over 100 people. It's crazy. Stars. How many guys do you get? Peretz Chaim. No, it's Chaim Peretz. Over here is Chaim Peretz.
It helps if you hold a sharp object near their throat.
Is that? And that what's Peretz Chaim's excuse? Eli, how many people? Not enough. The necessity. Okay, weiter. Says Gemara, so it's the same sugya all over again, freebie. So what are you telling me? It's a simple lav, and even so, you don't push off Shabbos to build a Beis Hamikdash when you're pushing donkeys. So what? You're telling me that typically says you see from me the opposite. On the one hand, we have tzitzis. You can put chelis shatnez in your tzitzis. Over here, we see that you shouldn't build a Beis Hamikdash even if it's a very simple isser, not a karas isser of pushing an animal. And if you're going to tell me that Shabbos is like Avodah Zarah, the Tana brings a riot from Shabbos in other cases and doesn't make that distinction. The Tanya, his father said, I want you to go into the cemetery and become Tamei Shomel al Tachzir, and both of those are lavim. Perhaps you should listen to them. Ani Hashem, kulkum chayim v'chvoidi. So at the end of the day, I would never have such a as we said before, when there's no way out, great, but by Yibum, there's a way out, and therefore, I would never have a Havamina that you should be over, and if I never had a Havamina that you should be over, so then why do I need aliyah? Says the Gemara, by the way, Eli Dykman, I got an email this morning from somebody that says he listens to your shir. You give a shir. I didn't know you give a shir. You give a shir? So maybe it's Purim Torah. He says you give a shir, you push him, you say over the shir. Do you want me to pull out this email? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He says over there. Okay, maybe it's a different Eli Dykman. Says the Gemara, but we just had this whole sugya all over again. We had it by Kibbutz Aveim, and now we're having it all over again. So this idea that Hechsher mitzvah, something that the only way to do the mitzvah pushes it off, and that's why I need a special pasuk by Shabbos to say it doesn't. We already said that by Kibbutz Aveim. Why do I need it again? Eino Chanami, we don't need it again. So what do I do with this whole last drush? So I said the Shmoyim, Mikdash Yitiro Lamali, Mimbaylik the Sayin for another limud. Not the same thing all over again, but a new chiddush. Yachal Yisyari Adam Mimigdash. Maybe I would have a Havamina like Avodah Zarah sort of. You should fear the Migdash itself. You should bow to the Migdash. You know? Forget about who's behind the Migdash. Forget about Kodesh Baruch Hu. Tamaloi Mashab Soisei the Shmoiru Ves Migdash like Tiro Nemra Shmir B'Shabbos V'Nemra Moyer B'Migdash. So it says the idea of safekeeping, or whatever the word is, shmiro, keeping Shabbos, v'nemra moira b'migdash, and it says the idea of fearing migdash. What does fear migdash mean? Okay, if you're ma'aretz, you think, you should fear a building, you should fear the house of Hashem. How can you fear that? Mashmir amur b'Shabbos, Daf Amud Beis, lo mishabbos adam misyari elu mishi hizir al Shabbos. Obviously, you're not going to be scared of the Shabbos, but the one that's behind the Shabbos. So that's what these psukim are coming to tell us. Nothing to do with Esed Chalais say, but do not start bowing down to the Kaisel Amaravi, to the Harabayis. It doesn't have Kedusha. It's what's behind it that has the Kedusha. What does that mean? You should fear the Beis Hamikdash. Do not walk into Harabais. We're walking into the Harabais. Do not walk in with your stick, with your cell phone, with your shoes, with his, what is it, a fanny pack it's called in English, I guess. You know, that's what it is. A big, giant, ugly, what? Man purse, backpack, thank you. And with the dust on your feet. You shouldn't make it a shortcut. By the way, we have this halacha today in a shul. You go into a shul, you cannot go through. Right behind us, we have the perfect example of a compandria in the shul. In Bnei Yeshivas, there's a door right by the Aron Kodesh. All the time, in the middle of davening, the door opens up, some guy goes right through because he wants to take a shortcut right through our shul to get down to the bottom of it saves a lot of time. If you go right through the shul, the door. So if you know halacha, it's probably not good to do, but if you do it, you have to sit down and say a pasuk or something, some tehillim, because you're not permitted, it's usher, to use a shul as a shortcut. I mean, in America, it never existed in my life. You use shul as a shortcut. Over here in this building, mamish a shortcut. Say if you live in those
because of the rain, you go into the shul. That you have.
Yeah. Protection from this rain and the snow. Right. But this is literally a shortcut. Why would somebody do that? Why over here it saves time. Over there it doesn't save time. That shortcut was there. They built a shul on the thing. I hear.
It could be.
Now listen to this, Rabbi. So you're not going to believe this. Urekika mikal v'chaymer. You should not spit in the Beis Hamikdash from a kal v'chaymer. What's the kal v'chaymer? Look in Rashi. It'll blow your mind. Mikal v'chaymer. Mefarsh b'brachos b'karoya. I'm not. Miki ein lavoy el shara melech b'levush sak from Megillas Esther. Mamish. Yonah de Yoima. A hug from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yevamos. You're not allowed to go into the king's palace with a sack, which is not as disgusting as spit. So certainly you can't go into HaKadosh Baruch Hu's home and start spitting there. Okay. Thank you. Sponsored by Moshe Horn in honor of Shmuley Sugar, the original. Sponsored by Moshe Kinsbursky, who's sitting here in this room right now in honor of Brian and Talia Edgar, another person who came with his wife. Unbelievable. Shkoyach Moshe. Tamaloima, was it worth it? Where is he? I saw him there. Was it worth it? You're inspired. Gewaldig. When the Beis Hamikdash, like today, unfortunately, we have no Beis Hamikdash. How do you know you're not allowed to go onto Harabayis or make it a shortcut or bring in your stick, your walking stick? Shabbos lasts forever, all generations. So, at the end of the day, why would I even think that a essa doicha loisasa of karis? Ella. I think maybe I learned it from making a fire on Shabbos. The Torah is very small. Why does the Torah pick from all the Lamates Melachas, the famous Gemara, picked one Melacha loisevaru eish? Doesn't say loisachroish by Shabbos, loisevashal, loisevaru. Don't make a fire. We know the 39 Melachas have to do with the Mishkan and everything, and the Torah picks one out of all the 39 and says, don't do it. Matam aloymar. Matam aloymar? What do you mean matam aloymar? Either Rabbi Yossi lelav, either Rabbi Nassan lechalik. So Rabbi Yossi is of the opinion that creating a fire on Shabbos doesn't earn you the amazing death penalty. All you get is a little bit of a lav. That's it. The 39 malachas, you get the death penalty. Besides, havara, or whatever, kemat. But havara, making a fire, driving a car on Shabbos, you don't get the death penalty. According to Rabbi Nassan, the reason why the Torah picks havara is lechalik. And to say, in Rashi over here, other places he says a little bit different, that you would think that in order to be over and to get chiyuv misa, you have to do all 39. And the Torah is saying, no, 1 out of 39 will also earn you that amazing skila. The Imri Yevamos has a kasha here. Stop. It was interesting. I thought it was very interesting. Why is it that the Torah actually picked havara? The Torah could have done the same exact thing with bishul. So just say another. What's so special? What's so different about havara? If you're telling me that's lechalik, it's lelav, but what's going on here? And he says, amazing. And you'll say, wow, why didn't I think about it? All 39 melachas existed the very first Shabbos besides havara. Other Marisha was plowing the field, he was cooking, he was doing everything. There's no fire until Matzah Shabbos. That's why we do Havdalah. That's why we do a fire in Havdalah. Think about it. So Avar Yatza, it was out. It was already separated from all the melachas anyway. That's why the Torah picked it. Did I skip anything? There we go. Okay, we said that. I mean, we explained it. We have a different question. What's this word Moishavos? That you should keep your Shabbos. Moishavos matam eloimar. Michti Shabbos chavis hagufi. Shabbos is a cheftza. It's not about the gavra. It's the gavra, not the cheftza. Sorry, it's the person that has a chiyuv of Shabbos. It has nothing to do with the land. Michti Shabbos chavis hagufi. V'chavis hagufi no yes bein bars bein chutz la'aretz. There's a chiyuv of Shabbos in Alaska, everywhere. Moishavos the cause of Rachmana b'Shabbos lamali. So then, what does your land have to do with Shabbos? So, if somebody deserves the death penalty, he must die. I would think that Bezdin should kill him on Shabbos. But what about the pasuk Yanali b'Michal Shabbos? Maybe Bezdin has a special dispensation, a heter to kill on Shabbos, get rid of the ra. Somebody's Michal, get rid of him right away. So anytime the Gemara does this, we have to understand why yes, why not? Why are you changing your mind? Gemara will explain that. Not today. Or perhaps afilu misas bezin. Maybe you're not allowed to kill him on Shabbos. Michaleh mois yumas includes bezin. If bezin kills somebody on Shabbos, they'll die. The Torah says you should kill him on a weekday, never on Shabbos. Maybe not. I don't know why not. Right now I don't know. But maybe there's some sort of svar that says not like that. Maybe you should do it on Shabbos. Right? So again, what do you mean maybe not? We just said maybe yes, maybe not, maybe yes, maybe not, back, forth, back. So each step there's a reason why the step is here. So first of all, it says, don't make a fire. Now we understand the word Mishavos. Mishavos has the word Bezdin. Bezdin is in the Mishav, on the land. So the Torah tells you, where there's Bezdin, there's no Misa. No, they should not kill people on Shabbos. Do it on a Friday, on a Sunday, but not on Shabbos. My love, Reb Nosani. Do'amar l'chalik yosef. So the Gemara says, this is going according to Reb Nosani, who says, L'sevaru comes to say that you don't have to do all 39. By the time the cause of Rachmana L'sevaru, holav achidachi. Oh, so you see that without this pasuk, I'll think that you're doicha. But only in Shabbos you doicha. Comes the pasuk and says, do not be mechal Shabbos. Yeah? You holding? Good. The Torah says again, it's over and over. The Torah says, it's okay. The Torah says, do not kill this person on Shabbos. Es says not doicha leis. The Torah says, v'humas, a mitzvah, kill the bad guy. You shouldn't. But only here on Shabbos. But in Yibum, you should be miyabim. And that's why I need a leil to say you don't. That's it. Now it's simple. After 14 times, it's simple. Everything's even Sarah is going to be simple. I watched Sarah today. I was bored because, I had everything prepared. So I was like, let me see what that video looked like. It was more confusing than I was the day before. Pitay, what? This. Okay, so nobody understands now. Those who thought they understood what Sarah started, now they for sure. Nobody, now it's 100% not. Okay, great. Lo, it doesn't go according to Reb Nosson, it goes according to Reb Yosi. That says not, that's a lav. That the Torah is coming to say not a lav and not l'chalik. But David Reb Yosi. What are you talking about? You're telling me that this whole Isser to kill somebody in Shabbos is only a lav. This whole fire business to light it up and everything. Havar greatest so. That's just lighting a match. Havar the Bezdin Bishul Psilo. When it comes to killing somebody, that's already Bishul. Jonathan, 7:59. Get back to your seat, please. Zrizim Magdime. If you wouldn't have stopped me in the front for that selfie, you would have finished the whole share. Havar the Bezdin Bishul Psilu. You're not looking at it correctly. It's not turning on a fire. It's cooking up that lead, that molten, that geshmaka stuff that goes down your throat. It's all the same. Cooking is cooking. Have a wonderful day. Yeah, it's a new sugya. It's 8 o'clock. What, am I going to schlep dial now? What do you mean?